A lot of business owners that I talk to are obsessed with creating new creatives. And that is really because there's something wrong with the ads, and we're actually getting an ad fatigue situation where things burn out really quickly. They might work for a couple days and then it stops working. So, what causes ad fatigue? What is it that we're running up against? Well, there's a couple of things, and we'll talk about it right now. So, number one, people are running into an issue where they're running basically on luck. Okay, so you might be running on a trend. You might have 3 good months and everything just collapses, right? And then the other thing is bad training. Because Andromeda, which you may or may not know about, Andromeda is the AI ad delivery system that Meta uses to figure out who to show your ads to. Its job is to show people the right piece of content to the right person at the right time. So that means that you might see a post organically or paid ads. You might see a post from somebody from months ago because Andromeda is determining that you will probably like this piece of content, right? Same thing goes with ads where it might show ads out of order because it needs to test and figure out in what order do people buy things, right? And then once it figures that out, it's going to keep testing these sequences and figuring out the best way to spend your money. But if you're giving it bad training data, let's say your ads aren't really getting any engagement or they're getting bad engagement, what happens is you're actually training the algorithm to work against you. It ends up sending you junky traffic, the costs go up, and you spend a lot of money just to get a lead in the door. But the antidote for both of these things is actually quite simple. So let's show you guys how that works, okay? So if you want to fix your ad fatigue, this is what I would do. I talk about power content a lot. And what we want to do here is we want to start thinking in terms of helpful content that we can provide somebody. Okay? So we want helpful content that people would want to actually consume. Okay? Because if you think about it, if you look at the statistics, only 2 to 3% of any person at any given point in time on the daily are ready to buy something today. That leaves 97 to 98% of the people on the platform are not ready to buy. So it's this teeny tiny sliver of people that are, I'm just going to do RTB, ready to buy, 2 to 3%. I know I talk about this a lot. 97% not ready to buy, NRB, okay? So when everybody's bidding on this 2 to 3%, first of all, the costs go way up, but also we're ignoring the 97% because this is the part of the auction that most people are not bidding on because they think that they're bad traffic. Why would I buy bad traffic if I could get somebody right now to buy something? But the problem is when everybody's gunning for that 2 to 3%, the costs go sky high and it's really, really, really competitive. But if we look at the Google study, which shows, and I know I quote this a lot, but it's really important, Google study shows 7 hours of content watched on 11 touch points on 4 platforms. Okay? It takes people about this amount of time for them to buy something. So with that in mind, we could very easily go for that 97, 98% because we need to warm these people up. We need time with them. We need to show them that we know what we're talking about, that we can get them a result, the certainty and the trust of what it goes into our offers. So if you do any kind of webinar or any kind of coaching program, stuff like that, this is your time to shine. You can really show that you're getting people results or that you know what you're talking about and that they can trust that you have what it takes to get them where they want to be. And then once you get to that 7 hours, then they're ready to buy. So how do we fix this? What's the best way to fix this? Well, I like power content because it is a 3 to 5 minute video and it focuses on being helpful. Who would think that you would actually want to be helpful in your ads? But by being helpful, we're able to get the watch time. So we're able to get the 5 minutes really easily. Then, 5 minute easy. I don't know why I'm writing that. But you get the 5 minutes easily, right? The great thing about this is it usually works out to be like maybe 25 cents a view. So when you think about that, at 25 cents a view, I can spend $5 a day. I could get like 75 people to watch my video. And with that 75 people, I could get a tremendous amount of reach into an auction that nobody's bidding on. My costs go down. They're very cheap. I get in front of a lot of people and I start to warm them up. And what I am doing with this watch time is putting them onto my invisible list. The invisible list is basically a custom audience where I'm putting all these people into a basket. Then I get to use this basket to retarget with more content. So this is the conveyor belt content. This is the organic posts that you should be posting every day, as many times a day as you can. But this is our conveyor belt. And the great thing about the conveyor belt is, let me actually shrink this down so you guys can see a little better here. Let's do this. So let's say we've got organic post number 1. Let's say that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And what we're doing is on this conveyor belt, we're creating our own gravity with our funnel. A lot of people, what they do is they think about the funnel as in like this. They think this is how a funnel looks, right? So people go in through the top, that's top of funnel. They get to the bottom, they're ready to buy. They just kind of fall down to the bottom. But the problem is this doesn't work like motor oil where it just dribbles down to the bottom organically. It's more like a sideways funnel, and we need to actually pull people through it. So think of it more like this. So if this is our funnel and this is where people are ready to buy, we're getting people in top of funnel here, but we're using our organic posts to nudge people along this conveyor belt by creating our own gravity. We're pulling them through our funnel so that they're eventually ready to buy. And by doing it this way, the great part about this is that when you get the first person through, right, it might take a couple months, it might take a couple weeks. It depends on how many people you're getting into your invisible list. It depends how well you're doing with your ads. It depends how much effort you're putting in. But once you get that first person that's not ready to buy, through their 7 hours of content, through their 11 touch points, think about it. We're able to get the 7 hours of content really easily now. We could be putting out 10, 20-minute videos that are acting as ads. You can make a video that's 40 minutes long and have it as an ad. You don't pay more money the longer the ad runs. So think about that. You're already paying for their attention to begin with. Do you want them to just scroll right past and you pay for it? Or do you want them to become as engaged as possible where they're watching the 20, 30, 40 minutes, understanding what it is that you do, right? So we're able to get the 7 hours. We're able to get the 11 touch points because we're just posting and they're going to see it. And then we're doing it on 4 different platforms. So anything that you're making, the idea here is that you're posting to other platforms as well, right? LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You make sure that you're putting this content all over the place. But when it comes to Meta and Meta's ad system, this is what we're doing. We get people to the end of the conveyor belt, they're ready to buy. And the great part about it is at this point, we've got a bunch of people that are ready to buy. There's going to be more people ready to buy, and they're constantly going to be coming through because they're all on the same conveyor belt. They're all moving at the same time. So that's why I like this system. And if you did it this way, you work yourself away from the grind of creating a bunch of ads, spending a whole bunch of money, and just blowing it all. You're actually doing it within an ecosystem, and we're doing it with good training data. We're training the Andromeda system on good content that we're creating. This is stuff that people are going to watch. And because we're retargeting and we're just going for the 25% view here, we know that these people are already interested in what we have to offer. So we're not wasting our ad spend on people that are not watching our ads. So if you like this video, let me know, drop a comment down below, or feel free to DM me. Tell me about your offer. Let me know what's going on with you, and I'm more than happy to help.